All living organisms, dogs, fish, plant life, and even us human primates, store genetic information using the same molecule, DNA. DNA, short for deoxyribonucleic acid, is an essential molecule for life and acts like a recipe holding the instructions telling our bodies how to develop and function. It's a long, thin molecule made up of something called nucleotides. Now, there are 4 different types of nucleotides. You have adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine, and they are usually represented by the first letter in each of their names, A, T, C, and G. What holds the nucleotides together is a backbone made of deoxyribose and phosphate. Now, let's take the human body for example. Our bodies have around 210 different types of cells. Each individual cell does a different job in order to help our body function. We're talking blood cells, bone cells, and cells that make up our muscles. DNA is also organized into structures called chromosomes within the cell. The DNA gives the cells instructions on what to do. So imagine the cell is like a computer and the DNA is the code or program. The DNA code is held by different letters of the nucleotides. As the cell reads the instructions on the DNA, the different letters represents instructions. Every 3 letters makes up a word called a codon. Now I know what you're thinking, but there are only 4 different letters. But the thing is, DNA molecules are thousands of letters long, so this allows for 1 billion different combinations. Just look at all the diversity of life we have on Earth. Within each string of DNA are sets of instructions called genes. A gene tells a cell how to make a specific protein. Proteins, in turn, are used by the cell to perform certain functions, to grow and to survive. Now, under a microscope, DNA looks like a thin, very long string, but it turns out that it does have a specific shape called the double helix. Now, remember earlier when I mentioned the backbone of deoxyribose and phosphate? Yeah, that thing. There are 2 sets of backbones that twist together. Between those are the nucleotides represented by the letters A, T, C, and G. A different nucleotide connects to each backbone and then connects to another nucleotide in the center. And just like puzzle pieces, only certain sets of nucleotides can fit together. A only connects with T, and G only connects with C. It's also interesting to note that 99.9% of the DNA of every person on the planet is exactly the same. It's that 0.1% difference that makes us unique. Well, that's all for me today, Reapers. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the Reaper Legion Network. And as always, please, geek responsibly.